Welcome to Sports Zone 247, your ultimate source for all things football. Stay up to date with the latest football news. Match highlights, transfer rumors, player updates, and in-depth analysis from top leagues around the world. Our first news is Eddie Howe drops bombshell and says Alexander Isak to Liverpool saga will end very soon. Eddie Howe has given an update on the situation of Alexander Isak ahead of Newcastle's Premier League match against Liverpool on Monday, with the striker still holding out for a transfer. Eddie Howe says the end is in sight over the Alexander Isak saga and has hinted that a transfer to Liverpool could still be on the cards. Isak has been training by himself after escalating the situation by releasing a statement on Tuesday evening which accused Newcastle of breaking promises. The club then released their own statement, denying his accusations. The 25-year-old striker was greeted by a group of angry fans as he drove into the training ground on Wednesday and is still holding out for a move before the transfer window closes on September 1st. He won't be part of the squad this weekend, Howe said in a press conference ahead of Newcastle's match against Liverpool on Monday. The club has to act in the best interests of Newcastle United. It will do that in every situation. It looks like it is coming to an end, or it will come to an end pretty quickly. Speaking about Newcastle's statement, he said, "It was a sad moment. My preference is these things do not happen publicly. They are better dealt with behind closed doors. But needs must. The club has spoken and justifiably so in that moment. He's contracted to us. He's our player. My wish is that he would be playing on Monday. He won't be, and that's regrettable. But 100% I want him back in a Newcastle shirt." Howe added, "It's a lose-lose situation. I don't think we can come out of this winning in any situation. Newcastle are trying to sign two strikers in the remainder of the window, with Brentford's Jon Wissa and Wolves' Jørgen Strand Larsen the main two targets." In their own statement, they suggested that Isak could still be reintegrated into the squad, but hinted that a transfer was still on the cards, if their asking price was met. "We have been clear that the conditions of a sale this summer have not transpired," the statement read. "We do not foresee those conditions being met." Liverpool saw a bid of £110 million rejected by Newcastle at the start of the month and have not returned with another offer since. But, speaking on Thursday, Arne Slot hinted that the Reds could still get a deal done. If you love football transfer updates, league news, and all things soccer, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's stay connected and keep up with the latest from the world of football together. Our second news is Arsenal close on Eze, Isak warning as Liverpool circle, Man United sale hits roadblock. Eberechi Eze will get his move Arsenal in the coming days after the Gunners stole a march to land the winger ahead of North London rivals Tottenham. Eze always preferred a move to Arsenal, and the Gunners will stump up the £68 million needed to sign him, which is a major boost for Mikel Arteta, but a great frustration for Thomas Frank, who has missed out on another attacking target. The Alexander Isak transfer saga continues to drag on, with Newcastle showing no desire to sell despite Liverpool's interest. The Magpies continue to struggle with their own pursuits as their latest bid for Jon Wissa is rejected by Brentford. Manchester United's hopes of offloading Rasmus Hojlund have been dealt a blow, with AC Milan potentially looking elsewhere now. Chelsea meanwhile are looking to rid of both Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku as they're urged to seek pastures new. Stay with Mirror Football for all your transfer needs as we move that bit closer to deadline day. Jackson, Nkunku told to go. Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca insists it is best for Christopher Nkunku and Nicholas Jackson if they leave this summer. The arrivals of Liam Delap and João Pedro have pushed them down the pecking order, and he's urged them to seek pastures new. He said, "It's better for Nico if what he desires is going to happen. He is available, but he's not going to be part of the squad because we have two players in that position, and we know that something can happen before the transfer window closes. The player is open to leave. If he finds a good solution, he's going to leave. Christo is with us like Nico, but it's the same answer as Nico. We'll see if they're going to be here." Isak told there's no way back at Newcastle. Alexander Isak has been told by Wayne Rooney that Newcastle's players wouldn't want him back, after he's pulled out all the stops to try and force his exit and secure a move to Liverpool. He said on his new podcast, "For me, I don't think there's any way back for Isak at Newcastle. I think there are cases where it can happen, but for me as a person, I don't think I could accept them back. In terms of Isak's teammates, I wouldn't want him back. You can ask to leave a football club, that happens, or the club tell you you're leaving, but you have to be professional. You've got friends in there who you play with, you have fans who are paying a lot of money to support, and you can't just walk out on it. And if they're going to do it once, they'll do it again." Eze to have Arsenal medical. Eberechi Eze is expected to have his medical on Friday. The midfield star has already agreed personal terms with Arsenal ahead of a switch to the Emirates, with only formalities remaining to get a deal over the line. It would see a tight schedule for the 27-year-old to meet the deadline required to feature this weekend, however. Arsenal face Leeds on Saturday evening. Our last news is Man United transfer news. Carlos Baleba clause emerges as Rasmus Hojlund suffers blow. Man United transfer news. Carlos Baleba clause emerges as Rasmus Hojlund suffers blow. Manchester United have less than 2 weeks to wrap up their transfer business, having already spent big to strengthen their attack with the signings of Benjamin Sesko, Brian Mbeumo and Mateus Cunha. United have also signed teenage left-back Diego Leon, while Marcus Rashford has joined Barcelona on loan with an option to buy, and Christian Eriksen and Victor Lindelof have both departed after their contracts expired. However, plenty more incomings and outgoings are expected before the transfer window slams shut. Jadon Sancho, Antony, Alejandro Garnacho and Tyrell Malacia are all likely to leave, while Rasmus Hojlund could also depart. Hojlund blow. Manchester United's attempts to sell Rasmus Hojlund have suffered a blow after it emerged that AC Milan are prioritizing a move for Victor Boniface. Milan are keen to sign a new striker this summer, and sporting director Igli Ter had confirmed that Hojlund was on their radar. "Hojlund is a good option for us. We are thinking about him, but in the transfer market, you never know what could happen," he told Mediaset. Baleba clause. Manchester United have been heavily linked with a move for Brighton midfielder Carlos Baleba, but a clause in his contract could complicate things. Brighton value Baleba at more than £100 million, and it appears as though a deal is unlikely to be struck this summer, with United willing to wait until next year. However, reports have claimed that there is a sell-on clause, which means 15% of any fee Brighton receive will go to Lille. And that means Brighton will likely still demand a huge fee for Baleba next summer, as a £100 million sale would see them lose £15 million to Lille. Baleba joined Brighton from the French club back in 2023 for a fee of around £26 million. Roma I Sancho alternatives. Roma are among the clubs that have been linked with Jadon Sancho this summer, but reports from Italy claim that they are considering 2 potential alternatives. Tottenham are said to have offered both Manor Solomon and Bryan Gil to Roma, and, although Sancho remains their top target, the report states that it is not a given that the 25-year-old will join. If you love football transfer updates, league news, and all things soccer, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Let's stay connected and keep up with the latest from the world of football together.